Good afternoon from Pipers'Persuasion, folks. We have something different for you. We're always different, but something different today. We have from La Belle France, La Breton, Brittany, we have Patrick Molard. I've been chasing Patrick for about the last 10 years, trying to get him on Pipers'Persuasion. And I think we've almost managed it. We'll know by the end of this programme whether it's a success, but I'm quite sure it will be. Patrick's a very interesting chap. Besides his piping in Brittany, his interest in Piobaireachd and has taken him across to Scotland and Bombard, Bob Brown, and Nico, and very, very important people in the world of Piobaireachd, as those amongst you who are aware of Piobaireachd will recognise that fact. But allied to that, Patrick went across to Ireland to study the Irish music. Now, that greatly assisted in a trophy across in Lorient, originally known as the Macallan Trophy. And we'll hear when that was set up and when, because of French government advertising restrictions, we had to change the name from Macallan to McCrimmon. And Patrick will tell you about that. So go round the wee circle and then we'll branch off. We'll maybe even mention a pipe band that Patrick was involved with, Jackie Pansay. I think it was Anere.
That's correct.
Right. So, we'll go on from there. So I'm talking too much as usual, as you're all very much aware. So I just want you to sit back and enjoy, because the first question to Patrick is, Patrick, welcome, bienvenue, Pipers'Persuasion. And I want you to tell the audience, those of us that are in Hawaii and South America, Argentina, and all these places that watch Pipers'Persuasion and they don't know very much about piping. So we've got to appeal to the broader audience here and maybe explain things more than just the experts. So could you tell us, Patrick, where you come from originally, where you're staying now, what you did for a living, if anything, other than piping, and where you picked up your piping interest and how it developed. So we'll start from there. How's that go?
Okay, Alan, thanks very much for your invitation anyway. And as you say, you've been chasing me for years, and I don't know why we never managed to get a rendezvous. C'est la vie.
Yeah.
So I was born in Brittany, which is the west part of France. More exactly, I was born in a town called Saint-Malo on the coast, on the north coast, just opposite Jersey and Guernsey. And I started piping at the age of 14 in my local bagad. As you know, a bagad is a pipe band with pipes and drums and bombards. And my brother Dominic and I think we must have been impressed by a pipe band. I'm not sure whether it was the Edinburgh Police pipe band. Apparently they did a tour in Brittany in the 60s, and they must have played in, but I know they played in Brest, but probably they played in Saint-Malo, because I have that picture in my mind of these giants with feather bonnets and pipes. And my brother and I, we said, we want to do this. And my brother wanted to play the drums, and I wanted to play the pipes. So we joined the bagad of Saint-Malo, but unfortunately, they were short of Bombard players at the time. So they said, no, you're going to play the Bombard first, and we will see later on. So I played the Bombard for a year and a half. So did my brother. And but I was really determined to play the pipes. So I managed to borrow a set of pipes from a friend of mine and a practice chanter. And I had a book, and I sort of taught myself, the fingering and the grace notes secretly, because I was not supposed to play the pipes. And so when I really had my first lesson, I had good basis on piping. And I remember that the Bagad organized a wee competition within the band. That was in 1966. And I got second prize playing the Highland pipes. And among the judges, there was Jean-Pierre Pichard, who was to be the director of the Inter-Celtic Festival in Lorient. I think you know that unfortunately he died last August.
Yes, I heard that.
So he was, and actually he was my first teacher who taught me my first 6/8 march. I remember he taught me Angus McKinnon. And because he was working as a teacher in the Saint-Malo Grammar School, and I was in the same grammar school, so I used to go to him for some tuition, So I got the prize, and the first prize was I was sent to a piping course which was held in Douarnenez in the west of Brittany. That was in 1967, and there I met my first teacher, who was Jacques Pincet, who gave me all the technique that I now have, and he was just back from a year in Scotland. He had worked in Forfar, and he had played in a pipe band over there, and he wanted to make a pipe band, and so he started the first pipe band in Brittany, the pipe band Eniré, which you mentioned. That was in 1967, and meanwhile my brother, who had learned started to play the drums, joined the band as well. So we left the Saint-Malo Bagad and we joined a new band which was based in Rennes. Rennes is not very far from Saint-Malo, it's only 1 hour driving. And as I was a student at the university learning English, so I moved to Rennes and I joined the Eniré band. And gradually we started playing and competing in Scotland. We competed in 1970. I remember we competed at the Rothsay Games.
Yes.
The Cole Games. And we were graded in, if I remember, we were in 3rd grade, and we were upgraded in 1971 to 2nd grade. So that was not bad for the time,
Very good.
So it was a pipe band, there was no bombard at all. And we even wore the kilt. We had a kilt. It was, can't remember the tartan, Ancient Hunter. I have pictures that I can send you of these days. You can see the whole band playing at the Cole Games. Nice pictures. In 1973, we competed at the Toronto Games in Canada. And we were very successful. We were in 2nd grade there. And I remember that we left Toronto directly to Scotland, and we competed at Cowal again, and some other games. And we were quite successful again. And that was a very, very good start for me, because at the time, actually, I knew more Scottish music than I knew Breton music.